let's get this party started. I'm going to get on my bike, get all of my things turned on. We'll do about 5 more minutes of just spinning our legs to get ourselves going. So I want everybody to be in nice, easy gear, probably the easiest gear that you have on your bike, just to get those legs spinning and get us warmed up. Our house is always cold, so it'll be, let's see, I think it's like 63 degrees in this room. So if my teeth sound like they're chattering, that's why. I hope everybody had a great summer. I know I had one myself. We did a lot of activities this year. It was a really fun year. Of course, I will share some of those stories with you. We finally got to Kansas to do our Unbound, which was a gravel event that we'd been waiting 3 years to do, thanks to COVID. So we finally got a chance to get out there. We had a big group, Earl being one of them. Lillian was with us, another guy named Mark, who's only been on the sessions a couple of times. And then we had a friend of ours, Kristen, who you guys have seen on the sessions. She now lives out in Kansas. And then we had 2 other friends with us, and that story is a story. So that'll be one of the stories to share. It's also a learning experience for hopefully many people who are traveling to races or events. Things to do, not do, ways to make things a little easier for you. Of course, live and learn is the saying, and that definitely applied to this particular situation. Today, I wanted to start with, I found this book that I had. It's called Coach, 365 Days of Inspiration for Coaches and Players. So I decided that at the beginning of every session, these are listed by date. I'm going to read to you the inspirational words of December 1st. In this book, written by John Wooden, who is a college football head coach, and it kind of applies to tonight. Don't measure yourself by what you have accomplished, but by what you should have accomplished with your abilities. So keep that in mind tonight, because I don't want you to go above and beyond what your ability level allows you to do. We're back on the trainers. Our bodies have to get used to being back on the trainer. So allow yourself for this session to just go at a pace that works for you tonight. And we want to gradually build your fitness as we go through the winter. One of the things that my old coach used to say to me, and many of you might have heard me say this before, is he loved the fact that I lived in the Northeast, because that meant that my training was going to kind of take a downslide during the winter months. He came from Florida. Everybody there rides hard all year long. Our bodies need kind of that little bit of downtime. So it's okay if you're not getting in as many miles as you had been over the summer. And it's okay to change your intensity. Don't need to do a lot of intensity right now. These sessions once a week are a good way to get in your intensity. Spend some of those other days during the week working on your base or your endurance miles. So tonight, we're going to kind of do a little bit of everything to wake you back up, get you back into the groove. and get you back on the trainer and working it out that way. So remember that you're going to need a towel. You will need a fan. If you have one, great. If you don't have one for tonight, make sure you get either a ceiling fan over you or put your bike in a place where you have a ceiling fan, or use a floor fan so that you can stay cool. Water bottle. Most important thing tonight, drink this entire bottle for the session. So I will give you recovery times in between efforts. During those recovery times, take a drink. I will remind you so you can't forget. As you know, I'm going to push on the hydration because it's so important. All right, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do, we are going to just get the legs a little warmed up. All I want you to do is, from the gear that you're in right now, I want you to shift to one harder gear. So Susan, for you, just give yourself maybe one little turn, put a little bit more pressure on that front wheel. What we're going to do is we're going to do a cadence build. So whatever cadence you're at right now, maybe you're at 90 or 85. I want you to just stay here. Every 15 seconds, we're going to increase the cadence just slightly so that the last 15 seconds, you're going the hardest you can go, or your leg speed is going the fastest it can go. So here we go. Stay where you are. 3, 2, 1. Just keep it here. Don't go any faster. If you have a cadence sensor, look at where you are right now. If you're at 90, know that 90 is your starting point. Bring it up to 100 if you're at 90. So you're bringing it up 5 RPMs. Keeping it at that level. Bringing it up even more. So you might go to 110 or 105. And then we're going to do one more increase. 3, 2, bring it up even more. As fast as you can go. Really get your leg speed going. Three, 2, 1. Back to that where you were to start. So if you were at 90, slow it down. Bring it back to 90. We're going to keep this going. Up to 90 or 100. 100. Holding it there. Getting ready. 2, 1, a little faster. Maybe you're at 105. Maybe you're at 100. That last 15, as fast as you can go. 3, 2, go for it. Really get the leg speed. Holding your core in so your legs can move. It shouldn't be like this. And it shouldn't be like this. 3, 2, back to that original number. If you were at 90, find yourself back to that number. 2 minutes in to this 3-minute warm, 3 more minutes for the warm up. Bringing it up to 100. Holding that for 15. Don't bust into the next cadence range. You don't want to go over it. 105 or 110, depending on where you are. Stay relaxed in that upper body. Let the legs do all the work. 3, 2, all the way. As high as you can go. If you can hit 120, 125, that's a good thing. If you're bouncing a little bit, just back it off. 3, 2, back to that 90. or whatever your starting cadence is. Now you're going to start feeling your heart rate coming up a little bit. That's okay. That's what we want. 3, 2, bringing it up. 100. That's my next step. I'm going from 95 to 100 to 105. One more step up. Bringing it up. Getting close to the all out. Keep the legs moving. 3, 2, last 15 seconds for this minute. All out, all out. Hold the abs. Keep the legs moving. Really light in your hands. Back to your original place. Last minute in the warm-up. We need this just to kind of open the legs up. Get them ready for the workout. 3, 2, bringing it up. Up to 100, or whatever that number is you've determined. Each one of these should feel slightly faster. And up again. Have an even pedal stroke. If you're clipped in, think about that upward part of the stroke. And the last 15. Really go for it. You might be starting to sweat by now. That's what we want. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Take a drink. Just spin that out. One minute easy. Cool it down just a little bit so you have energy for the next effort. Well, you know, of course, since we're back on the trainers, I had to pull out everybody's favorite thing in the world, the one-legged drill. So we're going to go for 5 minutes, 30 seconds on each leg. So if you don't have clipped in pedals, if your feet are not attached to your pedals, all I want you to do during this is think about one particular leg when you're pedaling. So if you're clipping out, you're going to clip out like you typically would at the top, and you're going to pedal just with one leg. That other leg can rest on the trainer or the back side of the bike if you have some place to put your feet. If you don't clip out, that's fine. You can just think about concentrating on pedaling with just that one leg. So those of you with gears, I want you to shift to your big ring and down one harder gear. So from where you are right now, just one harder gear. We're going to start with the right leg only. So go ahead and clip out of your left foot and start pedaling. 30 seconds. One leg, just the right. Keep your core nice and tight. You really want to use that core to hold yourself up as you're pedaling with this one leg. You're going to feel this in the hip flexor. Go ahead and switch feet. Clip in and then immediately clip out, left foot. So it's a quick transition. It's like kind of stop the feet a little bit. Let yourself clip in. Get your feet set and then clip out with the opposite leg. Keep it going. This is really going to get the legs warmed up even more. Go ahead and switch feet. Couple of pedal strokes and then clip out. So you should be pedaling with your right leg right now. Or thinking about pedaling with your right leg. So keep yourself in the bike I don't want you trying to sit up, change your position. This should feel like you're in the bars, because if you try to sit up, it's going to be different. Switching feet, couple of pedal strokes, just with the left. Hopefully you're getting better at clipping in and clipping out. That's also part of this drill. Helps you to learn how and where to clip out. And you should be clipping out at the top of your pedal stroke. Switching again, pedaling in, clipping out. Right leg only. You're 2 minutes in. What? 3 more minutes to go of this? Yep. You guys got it. You might feel this a little bit tomorrow, but that's okay. I'm sure you're feeling this in your hip flexor, because that's where the pedal stroke comes from. Switching legs, in and out. Left leg should be pedaling. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, try to clip in and clip out without looking down. Because obviously, when you're on the road, you don't want to look down, because what if a car stops in front of you, or a bike? Switching legs, looking ahead, finding that pedal, clipping in, clipping out. Right leg now. This is going fast, but we're warming up. I can feel myself warming up. I'm sure you're doing the same. Try not to get that sound. Clipping out or clipping in, clipping out. You want to try to make this pedal stroke a circular motion. If you hear yourself going, then that means you might be pushing too much over the top and not pulling enough on the pedal stroke on the back side. So think about that pedal stroke. Is it circular? And how much power are you putting into it? Switching legs. Last time on the right leg. Feels smooth now. You've done this for 4 total minutes. So the body has gotten used to what you're doing, but it's also gotten tired. And that's when you start hearing the whirl. Last time, clipping out, clipping in. Left leg for the last time. You're going to be so happy to pedal with both legs. That's what you need. So at the end of today, if somebody has done an amazing adventure over the summer, I'm going to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about that. All right, switch back pedaling in, both legs. Shift back down to your small ring. Back to that easiest gear. Spin this out. Take a drink. All right, working on finishing that water bottle. Okay, so the next set, it's actually 5 minutes of effort with a minute in between the first 2 sets, which are going to be 2 minutes, 1 minute off, 2 minutes, 1 minute off, and then 1 minute. So this is all about really cadence, leg speed, and moderating your effort. So for this set, I don't want you going all out. I don't want you where you can't talk to me if I were to have a conversation with you. I want you to be in a place where the legs aren't burning too much or at all. It's like a zone 3 effort. And I want you to concentrate on the cadence itself that's recommended so that you're getting good leg speed, but you're not putting all kinds of aerobic into it. So the heart's not pounding, but the leg speed is good. So for the first 2 minutes, you're going to do small ring. You pick whatever gear you want to be in. And I want you to hold the cadence between 90 and 100. Those of you that have been around for a while, who've developed your leg speed, I'd like to see you closer to 100 than 90, because I know you can go there. So find that gear that you think you want to be in. It doesn't have to be a hard one. I just want you holding the cadence. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to hold myself at 100. Might have to find that gear initially. And if you're hovering right at 199, then that means you have the right gear. Settle in. Keep your shoulders down. Work on that little bend in your elbows. Nice, comfortable hands on the bars. Allow yourself to sink into the effort. But again, remember, this isn't a hard effort. This is just an effort that's going to get your leg speed moving a little fast. And I want you to think about those light feet. I don't want you pushing into the pedals. Your legs should feel super light because you're using the upward part of that stroke. It's the part I love about once athletes start learning how to pedal efficiently. If I ever ride with them, it literally makes me smile when I ride behind somebody and they're just tapping away at a nice, comfortable cadence. It definitely shows development and improvement on that athlete's part. Plus, it allows you to gain some endurance because you're not ruining the legs by pushing down all the time. So find that light feet, light hands, light shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Shift to an easier gear. Take a drink. 1 minute easy. Now we're not going to go crazy tonight because it is the first session. We're just going to get the body back to recognizing that you're in this stationary position. So for the next one, we're going to do the complete opposite of what we did. You don't have to go there yet, but you're going to go into your big ring and a gear that's going to put you between 60 and 70 cadence. So kind of low. Those of you that have been around for a while, I'd rather see you at 60 than 70. So I want you to have that low cadence with a harder gear. We're going to go 2 minutes there. And again, it's conversational at pace. So find your big ring. Find that gear. You may have to go all the way down to like 15. I'm actually in my 16 and I'm right at 60. 3, 2, 1. 2 minutes here. Now this is where you really want to get light. I know the tendency is to want to push into the pedals because the gear is so heavy. But when you find yourself finding the lightness in your feet and a nice flat foot, you're not pointing your toes down. You're not pushing your heels down, because this is what happens when you do that. Your body goes all over. Just keep it nice and level feet, nice and light. For some people, they love this. this gear, this low cadence. For others, yikes. You're building some strength here, but it's not a gear you want to be in for hours. Unless you have a particular workout that requires you to be in that gear. 1 minute down, 1 minute to go. Stick with a consistent cadence from start to finish. Again, that upper body, nice and loose. Shoulders are down. Heads up. You're not looking at your feet. You look at your front wheel. But you want to also, you know how cycling is, that neck, it needs to learn how to hold the head up. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Back down to that small ring. Up to that easy gear. Take another drink. All right, this last one. It's only 1 minute long. The only reason I made it 1 minute was because I want you in the upper echelon of that cadence. So in our warm-up, we went all the way to 110 plus. So for this last one, I want you holding at least 100, if not 110, or even 120 if you can get yourself there. It's going to be small ring. You pick the gear again, but I want that leg speed to be nice and fast. It's only a minute. I know you guys can make that happen. So find your gear. Remember, too easy might not be the way to go. 3, 2, 1. You got to have a little bit of gear under you to keep your legs going. All right, I'm at 115. If you're matching me and you don't have a cadence sensor, then that's right where you want to be if you want to be at 115. And believe it or not, I put myself in a gear that put me right at my zone 3, which is where we want to be. Not too hard, still be able to talk. Leg speed can stay high. I think after this workout, tomorrow everybody's going to be like, wow, my legs feel awesome. Sometimes you need to break out of the monotony. If you've been doing the same thing, this will be good. 3, 2, 1. Back to easy. 1 minute. Actually, 2 minutes. Take a drink. Now I'm going to tell you about the next set. This will be our last and final set. It'll be a little different than what we just did. This next set, I want you to push yourself just a touch more. I want you to start reaching into where you feel your legs burning just a bit. And your body starts to react to that by making you breathless. I don't want this to be all out, but I want it to be somewhere where you're actually feeling it. These last sets, that last set, you felt it, but it wasn't that bad. Be nice to do a whole workout that way. We will in the future. But for now, let's dive in to a little bit of zone 4 work. It's going to go like this. 1 minute at 90 to 100. 1 minute easy. Then you're going to do 130 at 90 to 100 with 130 rest. So you can see the pattern already. Same rest to effort. Then you're going to go 2 minutes at 90 to 100. 2 minutes rest. You're going to finish it off with 3 minutes in that zone 4, hard effort, keeping it at 90 to 100. So each of these, you get to pick the gear. Whatever you can make happen to make the effort feel where we want it to go. All right, so find that 1 minute, 90 to 100, a little harder. Let yourself work. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's only a minute. So you might actually want to give yourself a little harder gear. I'm at 100 cadence, and I'm right at the bottom of my zone 4. Now, it might not feel so bad at the beginning, but as we continue to do these, and each one gets a little longer, then you're going to start to feel it. You might want to remember the gear you're in, because you might want to use that same one for the next 3 efforts. Fortunately, on the longer ones, you're going to get rest, adequate, similar to the effort. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute rest. Take a drink. You should be at least halfway done with that bottle. It's also learning how to grab your bottle as you're drinking. And notice when you're on the trainer, if you're somebody that has a problem with grabbing the bottle, you can go in between your leg and the bike to get to the bottle. I don't even have to stop pedaling to get to that bottle. So it doesn't become a challenge for me to do that. All right, in 15, we're going to go to 130. Same effort level as last time. Same cadence, 90 to 100. Find the gear you like. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Hold it right there. It's great when you've been working with, I work with power. So I know exactly how to get myself to that power number. Kind of have a sixth sense about what gear and the cadence. So I'm at 103. I might be able to shift to a little harder gear. Remember, this is a minute and a half. What do we do now? When it hurts a little more, our shoulders start to go like this. Our arms get straight. Keep those elbows slightly bent. Relax shoulders. When the upper body is relaxed, the lower body can move. Almost there. 15 seconds. Don't let your leg speed drop. Keep it going. You're going to get adequate rest on this one. 3, 2, 1. Take a drink. Spin easy. When you get the time to rest, rest. And then, when it's time for the effort, you can do the effort from start to finish the way you want. So that's your goal for the next one. Can you hold the same effort from the first minute to the last minute? So on your trainer session art, which I love to look at, if you're holding a consistent effort That little box is going to almost look like a flat line at the top as you do the effort. If you need to develop that skill, it might go up and down because your legs might be pedaling at different rates, or you might be not able to hold that effort and the chart might look like this instead of like this. So work on the consistency, even if you need to bring the effort down just slightly to work on that effort and make it consistently the same. All right, we're looking at 2 minutes. Find that gear. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go right back to the cadence you did for the previous ones. See if you can hold this now for 2 minutes. Don't go too hard. You don't want to put yourself in zone 5 or off the chart. You just want to keep it consistent. So hopefully, if you're picking the right gear, then you will be consistent with your effort. This is a 2-minute effort, almost to 1. I'll let you know when it is. Some people like to know the time, other people don't. They want to just do the effort. 1 down. So you got 1 to go. Not time to bring out the race 1 to go yet. Do that on the next effort. It's warming up. You should be sweating at this point. If you're doing this effort properly. 30 to go. Don't let it drop. Keep your head in the game. Keep the effort level up. Keep that cadence where you set it from the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Nice. 2 minutes easy. Take a drink. Should be getting near the bottom. All right. We're coming up on the last effort for the night. You're getting 2-minute rest. And then we're doing a 3-minute effort. Similar in effort level as to what you did for the 2-minute effort. The legs might be starting to feel the fact that you're on a trainer again. It's okay. If you need to turn it down a little bit so that you're just getting like 40 minutes worth of work instead of the whole 50 or so. Once we get done, that's fine, because then that gives you something to build to the next time. And just like I said out of the coach's book, do what works for you at your ability level now. Because the one thing we don't want to have happen is we don't want you getting hurt. It's a bad time of the year. It's actually the good time of the year, because then you can recover, but we don't want to have any injuries. Especially if you're starting to already plan 2023. I'm sure some of you already have some things on the agenda. I'll share that with you. And if anybody's interested further about our plans, you can let me know. All right, we're coming up to our last effort. 3 minutes solid. Just like the last couple, you want to do the same effort. So find that gear. Right back to where you were. 3, 2, let's do it. 3 minutes. Be consistent. Don't push yourself further than you can right now, but push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. I know my husband Randy likes to say, start to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that helps. Because once you've gone to that uncomfortable place, it's like, I've been there before. I can make this happen. Think about pedaling evenly. If you feel yourself one leg stronger than the other, then think about just that weak leg pedaling. Keeping the legs moving. You're halfway there. I see the towels starting to come out. Faces are getting red. Bodies are getting hot. Don't let that cadence drop. Get relaxed. Remember, this is when it counts. In this last part of the workout, you got 1 minute. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Keep the legs moving. Allow yourself to breathe out of your mouth. Open your mouth slightly. And let yourself just breathe naturally. 30 to go. If you feel your belly going out and in, that's a good thing. Last 15. If you want to pick it up, go for it. 3, 2, 1. Woo, woo, woo. Nice and easy. Easy gear. Drink what's in your bottle. We're going to cool down. Towel off. Because if you're sweaty like I am, you're going to need to. This is good heat training at this point. See if my thermometer changed from 63 degrees. All right, allow the body to cool down. You should start feeling your heart rate coming down. If your cadence is around 90, that's fine, because that's for me, naturally where I go. If yours is a little lower than that, that's fine. We're going to slowly bring this leg speed down so the body starts to cool down. You should start feeling your heart rate coming down. And as you guys know, those of you that have done the heart rate test in the past, the faster your heart rate comes down from wherever it was, that's going to show you a sign of where your fitness level is. So if it comes down within 15 seconds, man, you're in good shape. If it takes you a whole minute to get that heart rate down to like zone 2, 3, more than like zone 2, then you need to work on your fitness a little bit, which is why we're here. And this is winter. This is when you work on that base. We're going to do some significant base building this winter. We're going to try some efforts that are going to be nice and comfortable, which are going to get you to get that foundation built, those building blocks in place. And that's what we need to do in the wintertime. But of course, I will also keep in there some good climbing work, some good sprinting work, some good interval work, some good cadence work. And then we can decide if we want to do an updated heart rate test, power test, if people want to see where they are right now. Because remember, you change as the year goes by. Every year, unfortunately, as we get older, those metrics change. They can change significantly if you've done absolutely nothing. They can change slightly, which isn't a bad thing. It's just about establishing your current level of fitness, which is exactly what that quote from today takes us to. So keep those legs spinning for a couple of more minutes. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about something kind of exciting. Had an opportunity come my way from a former athlete of mine who was a New York City resident. She since moved back to her home country of Italy. And in 2023, she's organizing a trip in Italy in the Carnia region, which is south of Venice. It's approximately, I think, 7 days of riding. And it's in a cycling hotel, for those of you that know what that means. That means it's a hotel that's specific to attending to cyclists. And what she's done is she's only inviting her American friends on this trip, because she's found if you put Americans with Italians, that they kind of separate. So it's going to be an all English speaking group of people. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. I can forward you the information. We already have 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 people going, and I think the housing can accommodate maybe 25. And it's extremely reasonable in the price. So if you know of anybody that's looking for something to do in 2023, and a trip overseas is something that you have the capacity to do, this might be something to think about. I'm super psyched about it. And we're actually going to climb one of the infamous climbs of the Giro d'Italia called the Zoncolan. So if you want to look that up, you can see it's one of the iconic climbs that many racers have done in the past. And it's about a 15-kilometer long climb with grades going up to, I'm not sure at the top, it might be somewhere near 15-20% near the top. So, of course, we don't have anything that even comes close to that around here. All we have is Harriman State Park, I think. So we will be doing a lot of climbing in preparation. It is in July, late July, July the 23rd through the 30th, if anybody is interested. All right, we're going to go 2 more minutes, and then I will get off the bike. If you want to continue to spin your legs, you're welcome to do so. Just a reminder for those of you who are new, that would only be Susan. And she's already taken care of this part. After the sessions, you can utilize the PayPal, Venmo, Zelle options for payment. I've put them in the email. If you need them again, let me know. Some people actually just tally up their numbers and send it to me in one big lump sum. So whatever works best for you. So if somebody has a great story from their summer adventures. I didn't get to any of mine. Give us a quick story about what you did over the summer that was exciting. All right. We are done for the night. That was good, guys. That was about a 50, 55-minute workout, which is fantastic for the first session.
That was awesome. It's good to be back.
Glad to have you